So it's very important to understand this. It only takes 3 days to manifest what you want. You need to believe that this is true to begin with. You need to believe that this is true for you. That I can and I have the ability to manifest in the next 3 days. Done deal. That's my truth. I believe it. And so that's what's going to take place in my reality. If we had that mindset to start out, we would easily manifest anything we wanted in 3 days' time, maybe even less at this point, okay? But the problem is, we tend to listen to others. We tend to listen to people in our reality. And they say, they scoff at us. They say, manifesting in just 3 days? No way. That's not possible at all. No way that's not possible. And we hear that and we get discouraged. We start to believe that. We start to believe that these people know what they're talking about more than we actually do. Even though we've been the ones doing the studying and putting in the work and actually probably seeing some results, we tend to listen to others before we listen to ourselves. But here's the thing that Neville Goddard says. You don't need anybody's permission to decide right now that you can manifest in 3 days. You don't need anybody's permission. You don't need anybody's approval to decide that you can manifest in 3 days' time. If they don't want to manifest what they want in 3 days, if they don't believe it's possible, great. Let them not believe it's possible. Let them not manifest what they want. Let them make it take years for them to get what they want, or maybe even not at all, okay? But you don't have to. You don't need their permission. You don't need their approval. You are a master manifester and you can get it done in 3 days' time, okay? How do we do that? What do we really need to do in order to bring it all in to manifest in just 3 days' time? And Neville Goddard says this: catch the mood of what it feels like to have your manifestation and give that mood all your senses and vividness of reality. That's the key right there. So catch the mood. Ask yourself, man, if I had $1 million in my bank account right now, if I was looking at my bank statement and I saw 1,000, so on and so on, how would that make me feel? And allow yourself to feel it. See that bank statement, feel it in your hand or see it on your phone, like you're holding your phone and you can see it right there. What does that feel like? You feel that mood and you create all the senses already. You make it so vivid that when you open up your eyes, you're kind of shocked that, oh wait, I didn't have a bank statement in my hand. Neville describes this when he was trying to manifest a trip to Barbados to see his family. And he said when he walked down the street in New York City, he did not imagine himself to be in New York City. Even though he was there physically, mentally, he was in Barbados. Mentally, he was walking on the beach. He created that scenario in his mind and that mood with such vividness that he ended up manifesting a 100% free trip to Barbados to see his family because the universe yielded to him, right? There's no way it could not work when he really hunkered down and imagined it with every fiber of his being. Neville Goddard gives the example also in order to manifest a specific person or manifest a marriage is when you go to bed at night, close your eyes and put your hand over your ring finger and feel what it would feel like to have a ring on that finger, right? You feel it as if the ring is right there. You take it off, you put it back on, you play around with it a little bit. You feel exactly. Make it as vivid as you possibly can as you take it on and put it off and spin it around a little bit. And you do that and you feel the mood, you feel the emotions of it, you put all your senses into it, and you drift off into sleep, feeling what it feels like to have that ring on your finger, feeling what it feels like to have that partner of your dreams. And when you open up your eyes the next day, you might be shocked to be like, oh, there's not actually a ring there, right? Again, having fun with it, but understanding you're creating a brand new reality every time you're doing it. Again, this example of having money in the bank, I did this when I didn't have hardly any money. In fact, I had $200 in my bank account. This was back in 2018, 2019. I had $200 in my bank account and I took a screenshot of that and I went on, Photoshop or one of those apps. and I put a comma and I put 0, 0, 0, and I put comma 0, 0, 0. So all of a sudden I went from seeing, a statement that showed $200 to a statement that was showing $200 million. And I would look at that and be like, what does this feel like that this is my bank account now? And I'd catch myself in the mood of, oh my God, I have so much money, I can do anything I want. I have absolute freedom now in my life to travel, to see my family, to take care of people, to get this thing that I wanted, to get this car that I wanted. No more stress about money. All my bills are paid off. All my bills are paid on time or early. Life is so good. And I really felt that, and I envisioned that, what it would feel like to have that freedom financially. And it didn't take long after that I got a very big promotion in my job, and literally my salary went up $50,000 a year on top of what I was already making, the more money I'd ever made in my life at that point. So this felt so real to me, and that mood and that feeling was then projected out and was created in my reality, and it happened all very, very quickly. And so here's the key to getting this to work for you: being consistent with it for 3 days. Being consistent with it for 3 days. This is where a lot of people don't do it. They kind of get lazy with it, okay? And they maybe do it for a little bit or for a few minutes, and then they stop, and then they look back around at their 3D reality and they say, well, that was fun, but this is not true. No, you have to feel the realness of it as much as you can throughout your day. Neville Goddard describes this as wearing an article of clothing. And he says, when you're wearing a new article of clothing, whether that's a new shirt that you feel good in, a new dress, new shoes, whatever the case is, and you're walking down the street, you feel good, right? You're in that new art. Nobody else around you knows, random people, they don't know that you're in new clothes or a new outfit, but you do. And you feel it, and it feels good, and you feel confident. So you want to wear your new reality. You want to wear this mood as if it's an article of clothing, and you're just walking around confidently knowing that this is the truth for you, feeling the realness of it, feeling the vividness of it, okay? And again, if you can do this consistently for 3 days, this is when everything changes for you. This is when you will manifest in that 3-day time period. Your belief in the new reality, your feeling of its realness and of its vividness must be that greater of your current reality. That's what's very important. Because again, if 20% of the time you're thinking about your new reality and feeling it real, but then 80% of the time you're still looking around and being like, well, my life sucks. Well, this isn't what I want. What do you think's gonna manifest? You're gonna continue to manifest more of your current reality, right? But if you switch that up, even to a 60%, 40%, where 60% of the time you're really feeling it real, you're really feeling the vividness, you're really having fun with this newfound love and sensations and mood of this new reality of whatever it is you want to manifest, you're feeling it if it's real, all of that. And maybe 40% of the time you might be a little, but you go back to feeling it real as much as you can, catching yourself in the mood and walking around with it. That is enough to bring it in. Now, if you up it to 70%, 80%, 90%, this is when we're starting to get into this instant manifestation, 1, 2 day, 3 day results when this happens. And so, with all that being said, you have the power to make it happen. You don't have to ask anybody's permission. You don't need anybody's approval. You decide right now, I have the power to manifest in 3 days' time. You choose exactly what it is that you want, what you want to create, whether it's a certain thing that you want, a certain outcome that you want, certain success, money, whatever the case is, a trip like Neville Goddard did, a specific person. You decide what it is. You catch yourself in the mood. Ask yourself, what would it feel like right now? Catch yourself in the mood, and again, amplify those emotions, okay? Put all your senses into it. Feel it as vivid and as real as possible. Be consistent with it over a 3-day time period, and watch what happens next. Neville Goddard says it himself. 3 days and your wish will be manifested if done correctly and if done consistently.